Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. So in this video, I will be showing you how I use Silhouette Studio Business Edition to create a sublimation design to sublimate on a Cricut Ceramic Coaster. Come on y'all, let's see how I did it. For this project, I will be using Cricut Ceramic Coaster blanks. I will be using A-Sub sublimation paper, Cricut heat tape, some heat-resistant gloves, and some butcher paper. I will leave a list of these items in the description of the video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is measure the coaster. Okay, so measuring the coaster with my measuring tape. I have a fraction measuring tape here. I also leave this in the description of the video. It just makes it easier for me to be able to convert fractions into decimals. So I'm going to measure the coaster. And the coaster measures about almost 3.5 inches. So it measures almost 3.5, like 3 3/8. So that's the measurements of the coaster. Next, I'm going to design the image that I want to put on the coaster. I want like a marble background with some Bible verses on them. So I headed over to Creative Fabrica and I selected this marble pattern background here. And then I selected these Bible verses right here. I have already downloaded the images to my computer. Creative Fabrica has a lot of designs and images that you can use to help create any project. I will leave a link in the video description so you can go check them out. To design my project, I am going to be using Silhouette Studio Business Edition. This design can also be created in Cricut Design Space, but when you print it, it will print with the registration marks on it. This will not be a print then cut project because I'm just simply going to cut them with scissors. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my page. To set up my page, I am going to go over to the right toolbar, and on the first icon, which is the page setup, I'm going to select page setup. And then I am going to go to media size and I'm going to change that to letter because I will be printing out my design on 8.5 by 11 paper. And so in order for it to print correctly without any issues with the software in my printer, I'm changing the page setup to letter paper size. Now that I have my page set up, I'm going to add my images. There are two ways to add images to the canvas. The first way is to go to the top menu, select File, then select Merge. You're going to navigate to the location of your images, and then you're going to select your images. And then hit OK. The second way is to open your File Explorer and make it smaller. So I have mine open and it's smaller. And you just want to navigate to where you have your images saved, and then you want to select the image and then drag it over to the canvas. And you can see that it comes with a red outline. That's because the version of Silhouette Studio Business Edition that I'm using, it automatically traces any PNG. To remove that red line, you just go to your line style panel, select your line style, the second icon, and then you're going to select none. But first, you have to select the image and then select none. And then the red line disappears. You would do this for all of the images that you will be using. Now that I have all of my images, I am going to create the template that I am going to use to represent the coaster and what that coaster will look like. So on the left menu bar, I'm going to select the drawing tool, which is the fifth icon down, and it's simply the square that's there. I'm going to select this circle. I'm going to click anywhere on my canvas and draw a circle. Don't be alarmed if you don't see any of the lines. It's simply because you have your line style on none, and so you just want to change it to black, and there it is. Next, I'm going to size the circle to 3.5. So on the top menu, I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio, and in the width, making sure that the circle is selected, I am going to change the width to 3.5 and hit enter. And then I'm going to change the height to 3.5 and hit enter. Next, I'm going to create a bleed for the print. And so what I'm doing is I am simply just creating some extra space for the design so that when I center the coaster on the design, I can make sure that I get full coverage on my coaster. To create the bleed, I'm going to add an offset. To add an offset, I am going to make sure that the circle is selected. I'm going to go to the right toolbar and I'm going to select the offset panel, which is the 13th icon that looks like a star. I'm going to select the first option that says offset, and then I'm going to change the distance to 0.25, and then I'm going to hit apply. So now I have my template. The offset, which is the red circle, represents the bleed, and the black circle represents the original size of my coaster and where I want my design image to be placed. Now I have my template, and so I am going to add my images to this template. The first image I'm going to add is the background. So this is my background. I'm selecting the background, and I am just going to place the background over the template, making sure that it's to the back. To arrange your image to the back, you would just simply make sure it's selected, go up to Object, go to Arrange, and then click Send to Back. Once you have your image placed where you want it to be placed, and I want some of the gold in the marble to show on my image, on my coaster, and so inside the black circle, I want to make sure that I get some of the gold on there so that it can come out on the print. Once I have my background where I want it, then I am going to go to the right toolbar and I am going to open the Modify panel. To open the Modify panel, I'm going to select the 12th icon on the right toolbar, and it is the square and the circle. So I'm going to select the Modify panel. Then I'm going to select the red circle, and then I'm going to hold my Shift key down, select my background, and on the Modify panel, I'm going to hit Crop. So as you can see, I have the background inside of the bleed and inside of the actual size of the coaster. So the red outline is now with the background, and the black circle is now where I'm going to place my Bible verse. So then I'm going to select a Bible verse, and I'm just going to move it over a little bit, and I am going to size it to 2.75. So with the Bible verse selected, I'm going to go to the top menu. I'm going to lock my aspect ratio, and then I'm going to change my width to 2.75 and hit enter. And this will size my Bible verse proportionately, 2.75. Next, I'm going to make sure that the Bible verse is moved to the front so that when it gets to the coaster, it is on top of the background. So I'm going to make sure that the Bible verse is selected. I am going to go up to the menu bar and select Object. I'm going to select Arrange, and then I'm going to select Bring to Front. And that will bring the Bible verse to the front so that when it moves to the coaster template, it'll be on top of the design. So with the Bible verse near the template, I'm going to select both circles in the template. I'm going to hold down my shift key, and I'm going to select the Bible verse. And on the top menu, I am going to select Center. After adding the Bible verse to the template, I can delete the inner circle. And so I'm going to select the inner circle, and then I'm going to hit delete. Then I'm going to group the Bible verse and the template so that they move as one. And so I'm going to select the Bible verse and the template. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to select group. I am going to complete the remaining coasters. I'll come back when I'm ready to print. Now I have all the images done. Let's print. To print, I'm going to go to the top menu, select File, select Print. This is a print preview, so I'm going to select Print again. I'm then going to select my Sublimation printer. I'm going to select Preferences, and I am going to select a preset that I have, and I'm going to select my 8.5 Premium Presentation Matte Pre-Select. I'm going to check to make sure that my document size is 8.5 by 11. It's on Portrait. It's printing Paper Type Premium Presentation Paper Matte. The quality is on high. The color is selected. And then I'm going to go to More Options. And again, I'm going to make sure that my high speed is unchecked. And I am going to make sure that my mirror is checked. Once I've checked those, I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to hit Print. So I have the images all printed out and cut and ready to apply to the coasters. I've already cleaned the coasters with alcohol, and now I'm going to lay the coaster on the design, and I am going to center it. And you can tell if it's centered by the amount of the design that is around the edges. So you want to try to get that as even as possible. So I think I am satisfied with that position. And then next, you're just going to use some heat tape and tape it down. And so you just want to tape it down. And I am going to use a lot of tape because I always use a lot of tape when I am doing sublimation because I don't want anything to move. So I'm just going to use a lot of tape to make sure that nothing moves. piece for good measure. So I'm going to tape the rest of them down, and I'll meet you at the heat press. Okay, so here I am at the heat press. I have placed butcher paper on my mat to protect my mat from any ink, and I have 2 coasters on the press with the sublimation paper print side up. I am going to sublimate these coasters at 400 degrees for 200 seconds. And again, I'm only going to do 2 at a time. So I'm going to cover it with butcher paper. And then I'm going to press it. Okay, so I'm finished pressing, and the coasters have cooled down enough for me to take off the tape. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, so pretty. Oh, wow. It's so pretty. That is really pretty. You can see the gold. You can see the whole marble effect on there. That is really pretty. Oh my God, I love it. Let's keep going. I love it. Oh wow. They came out so nice. The color is really nice. Wow. Oh, I like it. Guys, I think they came out really, really nice. They came out really nice. This one has a little bit of issue, but I'm okay with it. And then the rest of them, they just came out so nice. Wow, they are so pretty. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will respond back. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.